All right, today is day 3, operations with polynomials. This should go fairly quickly because 2 of the operations are addition and subtraction, but we'll do a quick review for you on that. So if we wanted to add 2 polynomials, let's say 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x minus 7 with the polynomial x cubed minus 10x squared plus 8. All you're looking to do when you're adding is adding your like terms. So we have our 3x cubed and an x cubed, and so that means you have 3 plus 1, which gives you 4x cubed. You have next your 2x squared and your negative 10x squared. So you're just adding your coefficients, 2 plus negative 10. That leaves you with negative 8x squared. When you go and look at the negative x, there is no other x's over there, so just minus x. And then your final one is the constants, negative 7 and positive 8. If you add those, you're left with plus 1. So your final answer when adding your like terms is 4x cubed minus 8x squared minus x plus 1. Okay? And that's something that you guys have seen for a while in previous classes. So when you're adding, they just have to be the same in order to add them. And that goes for subtraction too. So even if we take this, we can just do the exact same problem except make it a subtraction. This you're going to have to be a little bit more careful with. Before you go to subtract, we're actually going to turn it into an addition problem. And we're going to do that by distributing through this minus sign. So we're subtracting a positive x cubed. We're subtracting a negative 10x squared, which becomes plus 10x squared. And then we're subtracting the positive 8. The original problem just stays there, and you can actually just get rid of your parentheses. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add our like terms. 3x cubed minus 1x cubed, which is 2x cubed. Then you have 2x squared and 10x squared, which leaves you with 12x squared. Then we have a minus x, nothing goes with it. And then we have our final one, the minus 7 and the minus 8, which leaves us with a negative 15. So your final answer when you subtract these is 2x cubed plus 12x squared minus x minus 15. And notice with both addition and subtraction, the exponents don't change. You're just adding or subtracting the quantities. So how many x cubes do we have when we add or subtract? How many x squareds do we have when we add or subtract? How many x's? Now with multiplication, you guys have seen FOIL. So that's when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial. What I'm going to show you today with multiplication is what's called the box method. I think it's the easiest way to organize your work. So if we wanted to multiply negative x squared plus 2x plus 4 times, let's say, x minus 3. Yes, you can go through and FOIL. In a way, FOIL. You don't have first, outer, inner, last because you have a trinomial with a binomial. You have to make sure that this goes to each piece, this goes to each piece, and the 4 goes to each piece. I think the best and easiest way to organize your work is by doing what's called the box method. And it's kind of like the Punnett squares that you do in biology. So some of you have seen those before. You set up, since it's a trinomial, you set up a 3x2 box, and we just put the terms on top of each row, and then you put the terms over here on the side of each column, and then you go through and you multiply. So you're going to multiply negative x squared times x, and it's going to go right in there, and it becomes negative x cubed. then we're going to go to the next one, and we're going to put in there x times 2x. And when we do x times 2x, it becomes 2x squared. And then the last box, we're going to do x times 4. And that's going to give you 4x. And then we're going to go through and do it with the negative 3. So we're going to have a negative 3 times negative x squared. And that's going to leave us with a positive 3, because a negative times a negative. And then the next one, we're going to do negative 3 times 2x. And that's going to leave us with negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. And then in the final one, we're going to go ahead and do negative 3 times 4, which leaves us with a negative 12. And at that point, we've done all the multiplication. We just have to add all of our like terms. Now, I did highlight it like this on purpose. Notice that what we have in blue are like terms. So we have 3x squared plus 2x squared. What's in green are like terms. We have negative 6x plus 4x. And then we have your yellow. And that's the product of that trinomial with a binomial. You can use that also if you're doing, let's say, a trinomial with even a monomial. Let's just do 2x. Okay, so you can set it up as a 3 by 1. Here's your 2x. Here's your 2x squared, your 5x, and your minus 1. So in the first box, you're going to do 2x squared times 2x. So that's 2 times 2 is 4. X times x squared becomes x cubed. And then here, you have 2x times 5x. So you're going to do 2 times 5, x times x. And then here, in the last one, you're going to do 2x times negative 1. And 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, and then you have your x. And then you just add your like terms. There are no like terms. So it's 4x cubed plus 10x squared minus 2x. And the box method works for FOIL too. If you feel good with this, you can stop watching. But let's say you wanted to FOIL and do like 2x minus 1 times, we'll do 3. And I can make it a 3x squared plus 5. So again, it's a binomial times a binomial, where the FOILing process would be fine, doing first, outer, inner, last. But again, the box method is a great way to organize. So in the first box, you have 3x squared times 2x. So 3 times 2 is 6. X squared times x is x cubed. And then in that top row, you have 3x squared times negative 1. Bottom row, first column, you have 5 times 2x. 2 times 5 is 10. And then 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Now, if you look at all 4 boxes, there are actually no like terms. So you're just going to list it, descending order of your exponents. So you have 6x cubed minus 3x squared plus 10x minus 5. Now, if you're looking for more examples, if you were to go to the book, like page 162 and 163, they show multiplication. They don't show the box method for multiplication. They do show doing it horizontally, which is kind of like FOILing, or even doing it vertically, like you learned to multiply numbers back prior to high school. Again, I mean, you can do that. I would say the box method honestly is probably the best way to organize your work and to not lose pieces in the product. Okay, I will see you on Thursday. Have a good rest of your day.